Kelly, TikTok and sorry, TikTok marketing and business consulting, where I teach female coaches and course creators how to use the TikTok platform and to how to market to market their businesses online. So happy Monday, everybody! So we are streaming on all the platforms right now. And everybody say hi. Hello, everybody say hi. So normally we stream on StreamYard on all the platforms, including Instagram. But now we no longer use StreamYard for Instagram. Okay. Did you guys know that? Did y'all know that you can actually stream on, like, you can stream on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram all at the same time, all on the same stream if you use StreamYard? Oh, thanks, Alex. Thank you. The downside of using StreamYard for Instagram is that, Instagram is still vertical, whereas StreamYard is horizontal. So every time we have gone live using StreamYard on Instagram, y'all can, like, you see like half of my face. And so, so now we're like, right now, I need to get a separate tool that will take my eyes up here on my screen. So for right now, as I talk to you guys today, I'm going to be talking into like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter all right here, and then Instagram down here. Okay. So if you guys are seeing my head bob, it's because, Instagram isn't set up for horizontal videos. Did y'all know that? How many of you guys did not know that you could stream on StreamYard on all the platforms all at one time? Did y'all not know that? I learned that about 2 months ago, and I was so fascinated. And I started, hey, Dr. Janelle. And so I started streaming on every day on all the platforms. But I started to watch people on Instagram come in, like a lot would come in, and then everybody would leave. And I was like, what's happening? I don't get no love on Instagram. But I realized it was because of all that. Okay, so today it is 4:30 almost here in San Diego, which means it's almost 7:30 where you guys are on the East Coast. And I wanted to have a little bit of a conversation about revenue generation strategies. Okay, so for those of you guys that are watching, tell me, how do you make money in your business? What do you sell? Because I want to offer up some strategies that you may or may not be aware of ways that you can generate money in, for your business or whatever. Now, if you're not currently generating money, like some of you guys may be influencers and you work with brands, well, this is a conversation that you're going to enjoy as you hear coaches, course creators, and things like that. As you hear everybody kind of chime in about what it is that they do, you're going to find yourself being like, oh, wow, I never would have thought about that, because of how we do what we do. Okay. So Stephanie says she's a faith and inspirational tees for women. Okay. So you sell t-shirts, faith and inspirational tees. Okay. Everybody else, how do you all make money in your business? So you do therapy. That's great. I love therapy. I'm constantly amazed at what I learned about myself in therapy, positive and not so positive. Like the positive, I'm like, yes. The not so positive, I'm like, eek, and then we just have to work on it. Let's see. My resume and career coaching. Greetings from Texas. Hey, Texas. I don't currently sell anything besides offering done for you services and one-on-one consulting. Okay. So when you say done for you services, what is it that you do done for them? You sell jewelry. Okay. Who else is here? What else do you guys sell? Okay. Now, again, if you guys are watching this, we are streaming on StreamYard on all the platforms except for Instagram, because Instagram does not do well with horizontal videos. So we're horizontal on all other platforms, and then we're on my phone here on Instagram. Okay. So, like, if y'all see me doing this, bobbing my head, it's because I'm trying to go in between. Okay, so let's just have a little conversation about revenue generation. Okay, so there are so many ways to make money, so many ways to make money. And just because one person is doing it, it is not stream well as you know, it is not. So just because one person is doing one way of making money does not mean you need to do it your way, right? So when I first started out as a business, I was doing 100% consulting, one-on-one consulting. That was all that I offered, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But for me, what started to happen was I said to myself, okay, there's only for me so many hours in a day. how can I make more money? Right. And so then we got into, because I was doing personal brand consulting, teaching people how to strategically build personal brands online. And I was just trying to figure out what this looks like. And so from there, I started creating digital courses back in like 2016 or 17. I started creating digital courses. And I was like, okay, I like this. But then that's when we also started my brand design agency, right? So y'all don't know that I used to have a design agency where we would do websites, logos, and all the things for our clients. But when we got into TikTok marketing in 2020, then that's when I said, okay, yes, we still do consulting, coaching, consulting. We still have our digital courses, but we also do group consulting, right? Because what I started to learn over the years is that, I love it when a client books a one-on-one call with me. Love it. They get 100% my focus, my strategy, 100% on them, right? But also, I started to experience to where when I started doing some group consulting, that some of my clients were getting even more success, right? And I started to evaluate, well, why are some of my clients have incredible success with just me, right? Because listen, I'm a one-on-one type person. I don't enjoy group consulting. That's just me. Y'all tell me, do y'all prefer one-on-one or do you prefer group? I personally prefer one on one because it's like I love everybody, right? But it's like if I'm paying this amount of money, I need my help, right? I don't need to deal with what everybody else got going on. I need what's going on with me and my business. Can anybody relate to that? Like, what do you guys prefer? So Kirby Me says she prefers one on one, right? Courtney says she prefers one on one. Yeah, so I prefer one on one, but I also enjoy the group consulting part, right? And so one of the reasons why I enjoy the group consulting is because usually those calls are a lot longer, right? Usually when I do group consulting, it's like 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that, or maybe a little longer. And so what ends up happening is that my clients, they may come to the call with these particular questions. And let's just say Courtney, for example, asked this question. And so I helped her with whatever her question was. But then we had three other people come in and ask a specific question that Courtney didn't ask. But because they asked it and I answered it live while Courtney was there, Courtney got three different tips or strategies that she didn't even know she needed, that she didn't even know she could incorporate until those three other people asked that question. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy group consulting, because my clients get even more, from me, right? So that's kind of like, I don't know if you guys know this, that we start a new group coaching program on Wednesday. So it's like we've been advertising it for the last couple of weeks, and we start a new group coaching program on Wednesday. And so this program goes for 4 weeks. And what we're doing in this program is we're focusing on helping business owners create offers and create upsells and basically starting their email list. Because here's the deal: when the government has continually talked about banning TikTok, I'm not afraid of it, but so many people were like, "But I have 1 million followers. I have 5 million followers on social media. What do I do?" And I'm like, "You should be building an email list." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "I don't understand what you mean." And I'm like, "Well, you should not be relying 100% on social media, because social media changes. You should be pulling people off of social media onto your email list." Does anybody here not have an email list? If that's you, just type me in the chat. Does anybody here not have an email list, or you need to grow an email list? Just type me in the chat. And so when I watch people kind of be very scared about that, I said, okay, I'm going to teach a webinar teaching people how to the basics. Oh, excuse me. The basics of getting an email list started. And we ended up having like 500 people register. I was like, oh, like this is a whole 500 people register for this. I was like, okay, like it was like in a couple days that 500 people register. And so I realized that I needed to teach. And so I taught and taught and taught for like, I think it was an hour and a half. And then we offered a group coaching program. Okay. And so it starts on Wednesday. If you still want to get in, you still have like a day to get in, because we start on Wednesday. You can't join after that. But basically, what we're doing in this program is first things first. Everybody that joins the program, I look at their website, right? I look at their website, I look at what they're offering, and then if they have a free offer to get people on their email list, I evaluate the offer and I give them, guidance about that. But then every single week on Wednesday, I think it's at, let me see, what time is it calls? I know it's on Wednesdays. What's today? Okay. It's on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. So every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. for 4 straight weeks, we're jumping on a Zoom call together, and I'm teaching and I'm walking people through their offers. And so basically, we're making sure that they have that they're offering the right thing to the right people to get them on their email list. Then I'm teaching about how to upsell when they're on your email list. Then I'm teaching how to do down sales, how to create abandoned cart series, and basically how to make more money through your email list, right? Because listen, I love social marketing, but I like to have control, right? In a good way, right? I like to be able to send one email and 100,000 people get a notification. That's now I don't have 100,000 people on my email list, but I'm just dramatic. But I like to be able to hit one button and 20,000 people get notification, right? Hey, Dakisha, right? And so we have that, which is called Implement. So I didn't come on today to talk about Implement, but I don't know if any of you guys are saying to yourself, hey, I would love to be a part of that group coaching program. Let me know in the chat and I can send you guys a link, because today I really came on to talk about revenue generating strategies. Okay. So I'm like, I have no idea how we got over on that about email marketing, but we did. So if any of y'all are interested in Implement, like me helping you and all that, let me know. Oh, I know how we did that because I was asking about offers. Okay. So I enjoy one-on-one consulting, but I enjoy group coaching. I enjoy masterminds. And I also enjoy done for you services. So right now we have a done for you service, which is called TikTok account management, where we manage accounts for people on TikTok. We tell them what to record, they record, we edit, we post, engage, and all the things. Okay. Now, for those of you guys that are here on Instagram that said that you were interested in the program, you could just type the word implement. Okay. So IMPLEMENT. IMPLEMENT. If you're on Instagram and you want to know about the Implement program, about email marketing and all that, just type Implement. Or actually, let me just type it on the screen, because I'm like, there's going to be somebody else somewhere else going to ask. But if I just type it here, it'll be easier. Okay. All right, let me put that on screen for you guys. But this is not why I came today, but it's just here. Okay. All right. So we're talking about revenue generation strategies. Okay. So as it pertains to you and your business, it's really important for you to ask yourself, because right now we're in the month of April, which means we got about 8 months left for the year. I want you to ask yourself this question: how are you currently making money? Right? Y'all write this in the chat. One, how are you currently making money? Right? And then two, what are ways that people are requesting from you that they can buy from you? One, how are you currently making money? And what are the ways that people requesting services from you? Right? And then what is it you could be doing to make money? Right? So first of all, what are you doing to make money? What are services that people are requesting from you to make money? And what is it you could be doing to make money? Okay. So can everybody see the link on the screen? I know Instagram you can't, but if you're on Instagram only and you type the word implement, you should get a link sent to your inbox. Okay. Because we use a service called ManyChat. Everywhere else, if y'all on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, you have to use a link on the screen. Okay. You have to use the link on the screen. Okay. All right. Let me keep going. So, what are you doing? How are you currently making money? How are people requesting to make money from you? And what is it you could be doing to make money? This is not me saying that you need to do all three. It's not, but it is important for you to evaluate it, right? A lot of times we are still focused on the way we have always made money, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But we also know that we don't want to be a blockbuster, right? We want to stick and move, right? You want to have different things, right? So we all know that it's taken Rihanna years to come out with an album. Everybody's like, where is a Rihanna album? But Rihanna also knows that her Fenty brand is killing it. And she's like, there's a lot of enough work to go along with this, and her shows and all fashion shows and all that type of stuff. And then to like do an album, do tours and all, there's a whole nother level of things, right? So in order for her to release an album, she has to be ready to go on tour. Like, because she can make money from an album, but she'll make even more money if she goes on tour. And that ain't happening no time soon. Rihanna just had a baby. She had another baby. Rihanna's like, I'm enjoying my baby, and y'all just keep buying this Fenty. She's like, y'all keep buying this Fenty. I'm enjoying my life, okay? Which is smart. She may be recording, but she's not releasing, okay? I mean, it just makes smart sense to me. But for you got to determine what is it you could be doing, right? Because most people here, we're leaving money on the table. I'll give you my own personal example. The number one way that we've left money on the table in the last 3 years was TikTok account management. Hands down. I'm admitting it loud and live, right? Our number one way that we missed was TikTok account management. Because ever since I started on TikTok, like I've been on TikTok now for 3 years and some change. Ever since I started on TikTok, the number one thing people have been requesting from me is for me to manage their accounts on TikTok. And I have said no. Okay, I have said no after no after no after no. And the reason why I said no was because we didn't have any systems or processes in place. Like, listen, if we're going to take on a new client and we're going to manage their account and all that for them, we need to have our stuff together. Listen, let's just do a quick poll. How many of y'all have hired someone to do something for you, and once you paid, you realize how much of a mess the person's business was? Listen, I am the first one to admit that me and my brand design agency, we had a whole lot of challenges because we were excited, but there were so many systems and processes we didn't have in place. How many of y'all can admit that that's you? You've experienced that with somebody, or that's been you in your business at some point, right? We've all been there. And so for me, if people were going to come to me and like me manage their accounts, I needed to have processes in place. Right. I needed to know not just how was I going to take their money, but what was going to be that oh, thanks, Ron. What was going to be the process of me being able to like, onboard the client, and all I needed to know what was all that going to look like. And so the reason why I said no was because I had no idea. There was nobody mentoring me in that area. So it was like I couldn't take on the clients. I just couldn't, and I wouldn't. Right. But since I have been building my business and building my own systems and processes in place in my business, when the idea came back up, well, first of all, I was talking to the Holy Spirit, God, his timing is so perfect. And so once that came back up, I was like, oh, well, I'm open to it. And so then I started looking at what was the systems that our business had in place. And I was like, I think we have all the systems already there. But it clicked because it was like I've been working on myself and my business and all that with my own processes for us. So now it's just like we just duplicate the system for this client. Like let's just say Dakisha, because she's here, right? We just duplicate it. Here is the system for Dakisha. Right now, it's just a matter of like teaching her and onboarding her. She's not an actual client for that system. Just give y'all an example, but it's like just the process of doing all that and onboarding her and making sure we teach her all the ins and outs of all those things, and that all this stuff is ready. So a lot of times we say no to things or ways to be able to make money because we don't know what we're doing. And honestly, I think that it's a smart thing to do is to say no when you know that you don't know what you're doing. Okay. If somebody came to me today and said, I'll pay you $500,000 if you can give me Senegalese twists, I would say, when do you want these twists done? First of all, right? $500,000 is a lot of money, right? I'll say, when do you want them done? If they say 7 days from now, I'll say yes. But I also will say, do I have to be the one that does them? If they say no, they just have to be done by someone who is super good at what they do, and I trust you, guess what I'm going to do? I'm about to outsource that. You're going to pay me $500,000. I'm going to find the perfect person that is the best at what they do, systems, processes, and all that stuff in place. I'm going to bring them on, and I'm going to be there the entire time while that person's doing that girl's hair. but I'm gonna bring on $500,000. It may cost me $100,000 to give to that one person because it's a 7-day order, right? But I'm gonna make sure that it gets done, right? But if somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, Kenya, I'll pay you $500,000 to build my website and you have to do it," it's an automatic no. Mm-mm. One, I don't enjoy doing that. Two, I don't want to do that. Three, all money ain't great money. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Not doing it. Right. But if someone comes along and says, "Hey, Kenya, I want to hire you and we want to meet with you every single week to talk to our team about short form video marketing, systems, processes, and funnels to make more money in our business, and we'll pay you $500,000 or however much money they say," yes, especially if it's a part of a system or process. Right. So, my whole point in saying all this is asking yourself the question: is there ways or areas in your business where you're leaving money on the table, where you could be making money that you're not making money because you're not looking at the ways to do that? You're not offering it, right? So, implement, we're not offering it. We haven't offered implement in probably 4 or 5 years. We did it years ago where we taught people how to implement things in their business because they just needed the accountability. And so when the time came up and people were nervous about, is TikTok going to get banned, and not knowing how to build an email list, I said, "Oh, we could do implement. We can teach people how to do that through a group coaching program. Easy. I already know what I'm doing. I've already done it before myself with multiple different products and services, already done it with hundreds and hundreds of our clients." And I was like, "Yeah, we can do that." Boom, done. Easy. Does that make sense? Same thing with a TikTok account management. Same thing with one-on-one consulting. When someone hires me for consulting, it's like, it's easy. I know what I'm doing. Like, people, like, I had somebody who came to me who is a comedian. Like, she's a stand-up comedian. And she bought an hour of my time and she sent me an email. She was like, "I see that most people you work with are A, B, and C. Can you actually help me?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's the same." I said, "The product is just different. You're the product as the comedian." And so I got my strategy together for her. We get on our strategy call. Within like 45 minutes, she was just like, and I was basically like, "What's wrong?" I knew exactly what was wrong. I knew that she didn't realize how I could help anybody. It's like, once you know, like, each product is the same. It's just different. Does that make sense? It's like the same strategy type thing is the same. It's just the product just varies, right? The same way I can help a person if they're selling like sparkling water versus lipstick, it's the same. It's just a product is different. And so you just reevaluate the strategies a little bit for the thing that you're selling, right? And so it was easy to be able to help her on that call. Another lady has it's a spa. And I'm like, "Yeah, it's easy for me to help you with your spa. You're just trying to figure out how you can reach more local people," right? It's just like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Exactly. Here's the strategy of reaching more people using TikTok." And that's it, right? So my job is to know what it is that I can do and who it is that I can help, and then offering the products and services to be able to help them. Okay. Now, I do want to open up for questions. So again, I did not come on here to offer implement to you guys. It's on screen because you guys have said that you were interested in that. I really came on here to offer you guys to work with us one-on-one, our one-on-one coaching services. But if you're someone and you're like, "Dude, I need help with email marketing. I need help with my process and funnels and all that." If that is you, grab this link before I pull it down. I'm about to pull it down in like 60 seconds. KenyaKelly.com/implement. The program starts on Wednesday. All the details are on the sales page for it, but I'm getting ready to pull this down because today I actually wanted to give you guys an opportunity to work with me one-on-one if you're interested. But while we're here, I want to answer some questions. So if you are watching this on Instagram, I want you to ask your question in the question mark box over here. That way I can pull your question up on screen. Okay. If you are watching this on TikTok or anywhere else, just put it in the chat and I'll answer. Okay. All right. So I'm getting ready to pull this link down in 30 seconds. But again, if you're watching on Instagram and you are saying to yourself that you want to be able to, you got questions about anything we're talking about, go ahead and ask your question here in the question mark box. Otherwise, everybody else ask in your chat. Okay. All right. Let me pull this comment down. Where'd it go? Hide current comment. Okay. All right. And then for those of you all that are saying to yourself that, "Hey, you would love to work with me one-on-one," I would love to work with you one-on-one. I'm going to post the link here for that. And I'll put that up on screen. and then we can get rolling that way. Okay. All right. So let's go to some Q&A questions. Listen, the Q&A portion always gets me because people usually like listen and then they're like, I don't really have any questions. And I'm like, I know you do. And then when the live stream is over with, I usually get bombarded in my inbox. And I'm like, why didn't you ask me that live? Okay, let me pull up a question I see here. Okay, you can receive questions when badges are on, but you can show them on screen. Oh, okay. Oh, badges are on. Okay. How did you start your journey? So my journey really honestly started back in like 2002. Um, when I got started in network marketing. I was in network marketing for many, many, many years. They taught me how to be confident, how to sell, how to get up in front of the room, how to do presentations, like personal development, all this stuff is what network marketing helped me with. And then in 2007, I went natural. So you guys see my curly hair now, but back for a long time, I had the chemicals on my hair that would straighten up my hair. But back in 2007, I decided to cut off all that hair and let this hair grow out naturally to see how it would look. And that started me on a journey of like trying to figure it out. So then I had conferences called Return of the Curls, teaching women how to care for curly hair. So I would bring in speakers and all that, and they would do it. Then in 2016 or 17, one of them, I can't remember. That is when I joined. Yeah, Dakisha. That is when I started my consulting business back in 2016 or 17. I always forget what year that was, but it was 16 or 17. Okay. Let's see. More questions. Let's see. What else do you recommend to sell to someone who helps people migrate to Canada? So I don't know a whole lot about immigration. Um, I don't know a whole lot about immigration. But I guess when I think about it, I don't know a whole lot about immigration. I don't know the rules or or what people need help with. Um, I don't know. I don't want to say that I do. If you want to give me some insight, that may be helpful, but I don't know enough about immigration by any means. So you got to help me understand to help you with that. Let's see, more questions. How a person should start their journey if they want to grow in this field. So what do you mean in this field? Do you mean they want to be a coach or consultant? Um, what would I say? Um, One of the first things I would say is, well, first of all, ask yourself the question of like, why do people call you? That's something that someone asked me years ago. Why do people call you? Like, what is it that like when people are calling you for help with over and over and over? What is it that people want your help with? Some people may be styling. Some people may be hair or makeup. It may be, um, they got legal questions. It could be they have questions about parenting or relationships or whatever. But ask yourself the question of why do people call you? Because if for the most part, if everybody keeps calling you for the same thing, let's just say it's organization, then you've got something, right? So we're all kind of familiar with the girls of the Home Edit, how they are organizing all the things, right? Well, I guarantee you, but before they ever decided to start that business, that they were constantly being just organizing things. And then they would always be the ones maybe in their community that would always be the one that would organize stuff. And then I guarantee you people were calling and asking them for help for organizing, right? And then eventually they made a decision to start turning it into some type of business. And we all know it today as the Home Edit, but I guarantee you when they first started that it wasn't a Home Edit. And so when you ask yourself, like, why do people call you? Then what that does is it really helps you to see, a gift that you have that you may not be profiting from right now, right? A lot of times we have these gifts and talents, we just haven't been charging anything from anybody for them now for whatever reason. But it's if you want to turn it into something, you should start charging for it. Let's see. People would always call me about harmonizing their home. Exactly. So if everybody knows you for that, then what that means is that you've got a gift and a talent, and more than likely, there is some people that will pay you for it. for help with it. But then if you start turning it into a business, then you start marketing it. Excuse me, you start marketing it online, then it may be a whole another level of thing. That's like one of my friends, Joy. She is extremely smart with relationships. I'm always amazed by her, the way she thinks, and not just the way the women think, but like how men think. It's like it's a whole thing with her. And I'm always just amazed by it. And I always tell her, when you're ready, you're gonna make a lot of money from this. I'm like, you're gonna help a lot of people, but you're gonna make a lot of money from this when you're ready, because everybody calls her. It's like it's she loves it, and everybody calls her. Like, I'm not currently dating anybody, but it's like every time I meet somebody and I'm curious about something, like let me see what happened. What can I share? Uh I had a man who was complimenting me like so much in front of his wife, to the point where it made me uncomfortable. And I was like, what is happening here? And this was somebody that I'd known for like a really, really long time. And I was like, and I hadn't talked to in years. And I was just like, oh, thanks so much. Right. But listen, the way that I operate is I will listen to him, but I am very in tune with her. Right. Like, I have rules. Like, if I connect with a man, if me and a man are friends and his wife, like, okay, haven't seen the man, and I come into a space and he's there. Like, if I see him first and she's nowhere to be found, then I will give him a hug and say, where's your wife? Right? It's like a rule that I have. If I come into an environment and he's there, his wife is right there, and he goes in for the hug, I will not hug him first. I will say, hey, where's your wife? And she's right there. And I'm like, I will immediately go to her first, and then I will come back to him. It's just a rule that I have, because I want her to know that she is safe with me. That, like, I game recognize game, you, and like, I respect you in your marriage, right? It's just a rule that I have. And so when I was interacting with this guy, I was sitting like, this is disrespectful. I don't even know if he knows this is disrespectful, but this is disrespectful. And so I'm just like keeping her like, okay, let me just keep talking to her. And so when I left that environment, I text my best friend, was like, let me tell you something that just happened between me and this man. And I gave her the full story. And she was just like, oh yeah, he's testing you. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, he was testing you. Because, like, or I can't remember all the detail, but she was just like, to see if you were still open to him, even though he's sitting here with his wife. And I was like, well, I passed that test, but she, like, it made, yeah. So, like, she has a gift for all these things. And I'm always, always, always talking to her about it. Like, because it's just, I don't know. First of all, it's fun for us to talk about this type of stuff, right? And then second of all, because I'm like, I always just want to invite somebody into a thing, because it's just wisdom. Okay. So my whole point, that whole long story about my best friend Joy, is that you guaranteed you can profit from what it is that you're already good at. You just may not have learned how to make money from it, and or how to turn it into a business. But there's a huge opportunity for you. He's already calling you for it. Okay. Makes sense, everybody? Okay. All right. So listen, we're at 4:52, which means that the workday is over with. I don't even know why I stay at my office till 5 as if I have a job. I treat it like a job, but anyway, so I'm ready to go home. Ready to go home, go be with my cats. But I probably am gonna shoot 5 TikTok videos before I leave. Why? I got on clothes, I got on jewelry, and I'm like, okay, I have not shot any TikTok videos today in this outfit. Let's go and shoot some content before we walk out this door, right? Because I like to batch record content. Like, I'm like, okay, if I'm putting clothes on that day, we're gonna record at least 4 or 5 videos. I'm gonna record 4 or 5 before we walk up out of here. Okay. All right. So if those of you guys that are saying, hey, Kenya, I would love your help. I want you to help me with my business, with TikTok marketing, or any aspect of the business that I can assist you with. I would love to work with you, you guys. There's a link here if you want to get more information about working with me one-on-one. Obviously, you can go to KenyaKelly.com and you click the link there as well. But it's KenyaKelly.com/laser coaching to book a one-on-one session with me. If you got questions about having a session with me, you can always send me a DM. You could, if you're on Facebook, you could DM me on Facebook, DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok. If you have questions about working together, I'm not going to coach you in my inbox for free. That's not how this works. But if you have question about working together, you can send me a DM. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for letting me serve you today. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. All right. Bye, guys.